Before we get started with today's interview, just a quick reminder, click the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe and ding the bell so that you don't miss any of the great interviews that we have coming up. Now, on to today's interview. So, welcome back, everybody. It is my great pleasure today to speak with composer Tom Gerou. Tom, thank you so much for taking time to join us today.
My pleasure, Sam.
Today, I want to talk about your piece, Around the Roundabout. This piece is just beautiful, and you've done something really cool with your solo publications, and that is on the front cover of each one, you've kind of bullet pointed all the salient features, which as a music instructor makes this so easy for me because I can look at this one and say, it has an F5 finger position, it has flats, it has crescendos and decrescendos, and so on and so forth, and it tells me all the things that I need to watch out for. So tell us a little bit about Around the Roundabout. This is really a charming thing, and I have to say, it got stuck in my head. I found myself humming it a half hour after I had sight read it.
Yeah. I go crazy when I'm working on the piece, especially if it's melodically driven like that, and it does buzz around my head the whole time I'm working on it. This one, it is a matter of working on a melody that has a rhythmic push and pull. It's long slurs. They're working hand to hand. Sharing, splitting the melody. The end of the phrases that have a little honking sound, and it's not overt. I think putting in coloring where it's illustrating something very directly like that, I think it has to be very careful. So if you didn't really know what the lyrics are saying, it still needs to sound like a piece of music, not like wrong notes being tapped. Sometimes we do a little fun little gimmick and you do a crunch. But when you're listening to the piece as an audience and you don't have the insight of the lyrics, it sounds perhaps that the student made a mistake. So I'm very careful about that. So it has to fit in. And then because I wanted that in the piece, it also has to fit in with the accompaniment. They have to kind of work as an ensemble on those to make it work. This is one where just the slight change of one note might change the harmony enough to be interesting. So it's not just in C major or whatever it may be, and stays in there. But I always want to twist and turn at least some harmonic secondary dominant or something in the piece so that we go somewhere and we can come back from it. The accompaniments, I think, have to be seriously addressed in composing the piece. I don't think this does have an pa, but it's very decided pa. I don't want it just marking time. The accompaniment has to be there musically for a reason, and it has to work with the student part. When I'm doing the lyrics, I write the lyrics while I'm writing the music, and they kind of go back and forth. And if I'm going to illustrate and I want a sound of honking as you're going around the turn, I want to make sure that I come up with lyrics that land on that support that are a little chuckle, but not a silly humorous statement on it. Yeah, it's all of them have to be worked on. The student part, the accompaniment, and the lyrics all have to be addressed seriously, even though they're lighthearted and fun. But I'm thinking, what can the student do here? I want to, in a 5-finger pattern, you can shift the accidentals. You can introduce A sharp or A flat or A natural, but you don't want to do it too much to confuse them. So it's that balance and always thinking, what's the student going to trip up on? So I'm careful at how much I put that in, and also how long the piece could be. Repeats, first and second endings are a wonderful way to make it long enough without the student learning extra. But if it's a page turn at a very early level, it's a challenge that I don't think they need to have. So I trim the music. I trim the music no matter what the level, because I'm aware of how many pages and have I said everything in those pages. But in the beginning pages, I just want facing.
That is just awesome. Tom Gerou, thank you so much for joining us today. Tom Gerou's piece is Around the Roundabout. Find it at tomgeroumusic.com. We'll link it in the description below. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Sam.